I have had so many trips ruined because my checked-in bag either got lost, things were stolen out of it, or I had to wait hours at baggage claim for it. So that's really why I've become so passionate about doing a carry-on only, and why I'm going to bring you this video, which is my top 10 carry-on only packing tips. It's going to save you so much time, stress, and a lot of headaches. And I'm going to show you some new carry-on options that I haven't shown you yet because you guys are always asking me for some more affordable options. These are from Bagsmart, so throughout the video, I'm going to show you the features, and I've already traveled with them and put them to the test. But first, let's answer the question, why would you want to do a carry-on only? And I did touch on this in the intro, but really the number one reason is it's going to save you so much time because you don't have to arrive so early to the airport to check in a bag. And then on the flip side, when you arrive, you don't have to wait hours sometimes for your luggage at baggage claim. The second reason is it's going to save you a lot of stress. Unfortunately, checked bags get lost, things get stolen out of them, and I have heard so many nightmare stories where people arrive to their destination, but their luggage either never makes it or it gets there days later. Before we get into tip number one, if you are new to my channel, 3 days and 3 noches, I bring you honest resort reviews, but also travel tip videos like this one. So it really would mean the world to me if you would consider subscribing. So the first tip is the most important because it's going to decide whether or not you can even do a carry-on only, and that is you have to check your airline's carry-on size requirements. I usually fly United, which means I can do both a carry-on and a personal item, and that does make a huge difference when you are trying to do a carry-on only because obviously you can bring more. And in today's video, like I said, I'm going to show you these from Bagsmart. This is from their Getaway collection, and this is their Travel Blast backpack. And I'm also going to include some discount links from you guys in the description for both items. Okay, tip number two is now that you know the carry-on size requirements for your airline, now you have to pick out a carry-on, and really it all comes down to features. And trust me, I have gone through a lot of carry-ons, and these are the features that you need to look for. The wheels are the most important feature. You have to check out the wheels of a carry-on before buying it. And what you are looking for is something like this, which is a 360 double spinner wheel. That is a must. This also has like a shock absorbent spring, which I haven't seen in other carry-ons. So that means it's going to glide very smoothly in the airport. And I put it to the test and it has passed the test, and it even glides amazing on carpets. Number two, you guessed it, you need a high quality zipper. It is a must because they can break really easily, and people cheap out on carry-ons and then they get these zippers that break. And it's happened to me before at a resort before I was leaving, and then I had to go buy a very expensive piece of luggage in the gift shop. Also, finding a carry-on that has the compression zipper is great as well because then it can expand and you can fit more. Number three is the TSA locks. Now, this is not necessarily a deal breaker for a carry-on because you're not checking it in, but I still like to have it because it secures my belongings, but also sometimes I use it at the resort inside the room. I'll lock stuff in my luggage instead of using the safe. Number four is the handle. You want a handle that's very durable, that glides up and down easily and locks into place. You also don't want one that is too wide because otherwise your personal item, the trolley sleeve, cannot slide over it. Also love when a carry-on has this side handle because it makes it so much easier to put it in the overhead compartment on the plane. And then this one has some really nice bells and whistles. They're not must-haves, but they're nice to have, including a compression pad. It has these compression straps. And then on this side, it even has a little waterproof pocket. So I know this really comes in handy when I'm leaving the resort and I still have a wet bathing suit. I can just throw that right in there. Now, some airlines will only let you do one carry-on / personal item, and that's when you're going to have to look into a travel backpack like this one. So you want to find one like this that opens almost like a suitcase so that you can pack clothing in it. And this one goes really deep. As you can see, it also has the compression straps. And then this one also has a shoe compartment on the bottom so you could fit a pair of shoes. And then the back opens up, so it's really easy to zip up and access so this, so you can put your computer in and maybe some toiletries, and that all fits here in the back. Another thing that's really important is that you want to make sure it can expand. So you can close it off here or you can expand, because you're going to need as much space as you can get. And then I always love the side pockets for water bottles or things that you need to access quickly. You also want to find one that has a lot of pockets. So this one has this front pocket and then this top one, which I loved when I was traveling with it because I could throw my chargers, my tech in there, very easy to access. You have to find something that can fit a lot. This one definitely does that, and it's very well thought out. Now for tip number 3. So you know your carry-on only size requirements. You've gotten your carry-on only luggage. Now it's time to start packing. And really, to make a carry-on only work, you have to do a lot of pre-planning. So this is not something you can wait to do the night before your trip. And something that has worked for me over the years is using one of these clear quart containers. So I will just collect items that I think I'm going to pack, even if I don't pack everything that I put in this. And it's very similar size to a regular carry-on. I also use my own packing list that I created, and it's actually free to you to download, which I will put the link in the description. And I use it every single trip because it keeps me organized and it prevents me from overpacking. Tip number 4 is you have to repurpose items. So be prepared to wear something more than once. In fact, often I will mix and match, or I will wear something during the day that can transition into night. You are also going to have to sacrifice some items, and usually it is shoes, which is always heartbreaking to me because I do love to bring a lot of pair of shoes, but they take up a lot of space. So you're going to have to find shoes, again, that you can wear day into night. Number 5 is about packing cubes, and there's actually a lot of controversy about whether or not packing cubes save you space in your luggage, and I absolutely think you should use them, but not for everything that you are packing. So I use them very strategically, especially for like delicate items or items I do want to group together, like undergarments and sleepwear. But also you want to find ones like these. These are also from Bagsmart. They're very lightweight, but they're also moldable so that you can fit them into the spaces in your luggage. I also love that it has this mesh that you can vent, because I will often use them to pack wet clothes on my return trip. Packing cubes with compression zippers are a must if you are trying to do a carry-on only. So basically, you unzip the compression zipper so that you have more space, and then you can fill it with some bulkier items, and then you zip it back up and it compresses it so that it's more flat and you can fit more. The next tip is about toiletries, because this is something I hear a lot that holds people back from doing a carry-on only, specifically when it comes to sunscreen, because people will say, I need a full-size sunscreen. I'm going to be there for a week. I burn easily. And the trial sizes are just not going to do it for me. Some simple ways around that is just buy a full size when you get to the airport. Yeah, I know it's going to be more expensive, but I'm telling you, the time that you will save is so worth it. Also, you could try some solid versions. So a lot of sunscreens now are coming out with solids. I don't think they work as well, but some people like them. And lots of times you can also find like wipes in sunscreen. That actually goes for a lot of the toiletries that you bring on vacation. So for instance, this is a serum stick. I travel with this one all of the time. I absolutely love it. And then I also bring face masks because they are filled with serum on the bottom. They don't count as a liquid. They lay flat, so they're really easy to pack. Another thing that I've been doing lately is taking the toiletries out of the bag and putting them all around the suitcase after I've packed, because these bags are pretty bulky. They can take up a lot of space. So I just take the bottles and I fill them in on all the empty spaces, and you'll be surprised on how much you can fit. Which leads me to the next tip about rolling or folding. Which one is better and which takes up less space? So actually, I do both. I think what I have found over the years is combining all of the different methods. So I do packing cubes, I roll some clothes, I fold some clothes. And for me, that is really the best way to fill all of the space, because you have to fill every inch of space in order to make a carry-on only work. Okay, the next tip is to wear the bulkiest items on the plane and to layer up. I have worn multiple shirts, multiple jackets, even shorts under pants, just trying to bring as much as I can since I'm doing a carry-on only. And then of course the shoes, you want to wear your bulkiest shoes on the plane. And you definitely want to fill your pockets. You want to wear a jacket that has multiple pockets that you can fill. Sometimes I will even put toiletries in my pockets. Just make sure you empty it out before you go through security. The next tip is you have to find clothing and gear that either fold or lie flat, so they're very easy to pack. And for instance, this is my favorite raincoat. I have taken it on every single trip. It is waterproof, it's very lightweight. I can lay it flat, or it rolls up into a tiny little pouch that is really easy to pack. I also have a beach bag that lies flat that I love, and this little bag has been a lifesaver as well. It's very inexpensive. I use it during the day and at night as a crossbody bag, and it just lies flat on the top of your suitcase. And the final tip that I have for you when it comes to a carry-on only is really regarding the mindset, because I see so many people getting tripped up in the comment section saying things like, well, yeah, I'm gonna have to spend more money in doing laundry or a full-size sunscreen, or I could never do that because I need 20 outfits on vacation, whatever the case may be. But trust me, when you have lived through a checked-in bag nightmare, you will never think this way again. And like I mentioned earlier, I know it's not for everyone, but if you are one of those people that it's kind of on the fence and you're wondering if you can do it, I'm telling you, try it, because there is nothing like being on a plane, grabbing your carry-on, and just being able to go right to your destination without waiting in any lines or dealing with hassle. And again, my followers can get exclusive discounts to not only these Bagsmart products, but their entire collection. So I will put the discount link at the top of the description, very easy to find. And I also love hearing from you in the comment section below. If you have any questions or you want to share your tips or experiences, drop them in the comment section below, and keep following me at 3 Days and Tres Noches, where I bring you honest resort reviews, travel tips, and information about the destinations that I go to, and show you can have an amazing vacation in a really short amount of time. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok.